What's going on, guys? Welcome to a special edition of the Rundown. Tonight, we are going to talk about WrestleMania 40 from Philadelphia. The notorious one, myself, was in the building. Stratfax John was in the building. But Poppy Platino, he was at home on the couch watching this. So we're going to give you our experience from WrestleMania. We want to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions. And we're going to kick it off. John, tell us about your journey down to Philadelphia. How did that start off for you?
Sorry. Just thinking about the journey, just like you said, the journey started off with an earthquake. It's hard to remember, like a little more than a week ago. But yes, the WrestleMania journey started off with me leaving the great city of New London, heading all the way to Waterbury, joining my guys into a van, excuse me. It's a nice van, there's 5 of us going down, so it was great, and along the way there, we hear reports of an earthquake happening in New Jersey, and that's exactly where we're traveling through at that exact moment. It's like, wow, that's interesting. And so what a great omen to come for this weekend, right? And then one of the guys called to go to one of those infamous New Jersey Turnpike gas station rest stops, and we go in there. Everyone does their business, and I'm kind of jonesing for a snack, so I head to the pretzel line. And as I'm waiting there, big Mitch, he's like, we're like 40 minutes away from Philadelphia, man. We're gonna load up onto cheesesteaks and stuff. You want to get a pretzel now? I'm like, I don't care. Why not, man? Shoot, do whatever I want, right? And so this kid is in front of me, and I'm like, this fucking kid, he just got right in front of me, but I'm like, whatever. And then we hear the alarm, the fire alarm, the smoke alarm, and what is the first thing you do when you hear one of those things? You ignore it.
Yep.
That's what we all did, but it was real. They were really evacuating everybody, and thank goodness for that kid going in front of me. So what if you made an order and then it closed the place? You couldn't get it. What if you paid? Right? I'm sure you can do your magic with your credit card company afterwards, but it's kind of like I didn't make an order, so I just left. And what if you're at the little mini mart there? You have chips and a snack, and you're like, what do I do? Walk out with it. No one cares. But yeah, it was a fire above the convenience store area. Everybody got out of there, and so we had an earthquake, a 4.6. We had a fire, and who knows what else was to come. A really great start to the WrestleMania weekend.
Well, that was Friday, right?
It was Friday, yeah.
That was Friday, okay.
A fan of The Last Airbender was missing was a hurricane and a windstorm.
It's all
would have been there. Yeah, the earthquake, earthbending, fire at John's little convenience store. We did actually have a little bit of rainstorm, didn't we? We was in I think when you guys left, it was raining. So there you go.
It was not the best.
No.
Well, my journey started the Thursday before WrestleMania. Took that drive down there and checked into my hotel, met some people from Virginia. They just drove up too, and we was talking about activities that's taking place this weekend, and I even got them to subscribe to the podcast. So that was one up for the good guys. But my first wrestling event at the time was the Busted Open party. It was the Masters class. I went to the taping.
Nice. So
it's out right now, and the topic for that show was like the Philadelphia crowd. How hardcore the crowd is, and does that basically factor like the card itself? And then Dave LaGreca went on a "fuck the Rock" chant. That was pretty funny. But then after that, went down the road to the 2300 Arena, the old ECW arena, and I experienced one of my favorite shows of the weekend, the WrestleCon Super Show. I go every time I go there. And the first match of the night, I seen Joey Janela going against Nick Nemeth.
Ooh.
You already know who won that one. Nick Nemeth won that match. But they had a little fun match after this. We had Los Belicuas, Savio Vega, and 2 other Puerto Ricans, and some chick going against the FBI of Lil Guido, Nunzio, whatever you want to call him. Tommy Wildfire Rich, he was out there. And they had, what's my man's name? Tony Mamaluke. Tony Mamaluke was in the building.
He's like still wrestling?
No, he was just out there.
Wow.
So what they did was it was Savio and Miguel Perez, and it had some Hispanic chick. I don't know her name. So they did 3-on-3. So they wanted one more person. So there was a surprise guest for the FBI, and that was the virtuoso Deonna Purrazzo. It was cool seeing that. It was all doing that. It was dope. And then after this was the match I was looking forward to. We had Speedball Mike Bailey going against the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam with Bill Alfonso.
Wow.
It was cool to see Fonzie. He had the whole get up on, the whistle, blowing the whistle, and RVD just doing everything that's possible, man. RVD hasn't lost a step. Also seen
jeez,
what's up?
Once you said Speedball, man, that dude is not disappointed. No matter what show we've been on or seen in the indies, man, that dude puts on a show, and you're like, why doesn't anybody talk about this dude? I mean, granted, there are plenty of guys that do his style, but I don't know, man. Speedball is the name fits him perfectly. That dude is a wrecking speedball. You can't catch up to his speed.
I think the first time I seen him was WrestleCon in Dallas.
Yeah,
I think that was the first time I seen him. I think after that, I followed him after that, and I started watching him in TNA, and I enjoyed his work.
Yeah, that's when he went against what was it, Mexico's Most Wanted? I forget his name. Bandido.
Yeah, that kicked off the show. Yeah, that was a good ass match.
I'll never forget that match. That was Bandido and freaking Speedball. You guys, I'll watch you guys any day of the week. But yeah, continue. Yeah.
After this, they had a Rev Pro British heavyweight title match. Michael Oku, I like him. I followed him before. I've seen a couple of his matches. Fought some dude named Titan. I'm not familiar with him. It was cool. They had a tag team match with the Rascals. Zachary Wentz. I'll say Jeremy Wentz. Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel going against Matt Riddle and Mustafa Ali. Random ass tag team, but it was cool.
Are those guys still signed to TNA? I keep hearing rumors they might be going to NXT.
Nah, remember Wentz got fired from NXT for that.
Yeah, that stupid thing. We didn't need to mention that.
Yeah, they killing the TNA right now. It would be cool to see all of them together, especially with Wesley.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another hard hitting match was Masato Tanaka going against Josh Alexander. That was pretty dope. That was a good ass match to see. At first, I'm looking like Tanaka was signing autographs in the hallway. I'm like, yo, who is this dude? He looks so familiar. I couldn't think. I don't want to say the wrong name, but I just wait for the music to come on. And, oh shit, that's Tanaka. Like, all right. Then they had like some CMLL match. Like I didn't know any of the guys, and I realized it was just one guy that I realized that who it was, and it was the old Sin Cara. Mystico. He was in the building.
Mystico. Yep, the original Mystico.
Yeah, of course he got the win. And the main event of the show was in a Philadelphia street fight. It was Sami Callihan going against Paul Walter Hauser, Stingray from Cobra Kai.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was the main event. That was dope. That was real good.
That is like every fan that you watch this show. Well, I love watch Cobra Kai too, but being a fan from what he's doing as an actor to being a pro wrestler, it's almost as Arquette, thank God, without winning the title. But yeah, it's as David Arquette as you can get, and that's what's up, man. If you love this and you get one opportunity, I don't care if you're a fan, you watched it 1 day, 10 days, 10 years. You get an opportunity to get in the ring, especially with those guys. Hey, do your thing, man. I respect it, man. That's what's up, man.
Yep. So that was my Thursday. My Friday, everybody hit me up. You okay? Earthquake going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't feel nothing. You hit me up. I'm like, yeah, nothing going on over here. I don't see nothing.
The crazy thing is, I didn't feel anything either. Everyone was telling me about an earthquake. I'm like, I was doing that John Travolta thing. Oh man.
Yeah. So my Friday, basically, I just did a little sightseeing and whatnot. I didn't care about the Hall of Fame. Didn't really want to do that, but I did go to this nightclub, and they're playing wrestling theme songs. So while they're doing all the wrestling theme song, I was also watching the UConn and Iowa game. So it was live up in there. It was cool. And then after the game went off, all the theme songs going on, and people was going crazy for Cody Rhodes theme song and the Tribal Chief and Nakamura. It was a good time. That was my Friday.
Nice.
Ate a lot of cheesesteak. I probably had maybe like 5 cheesesteaks while I was down there.
Jesus.
Best one I had was like an oxtail cheesesteak. You can't go wrong with that shit.
You said oxtail.
Oxtail. That shit was $35. That shit was worth it. That shit was worth it. Went to this place called Taste Cheesesteak Bar. That was real good. It was like a whole vibe in there. Had like the DJ in there playing music and shit like that. It was good. Went there twice.
Interesting.
All right, John. Tell me about your Saturday.
I'm hung up on that oxtail cheesesteak.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Nikki that. Like, yo, let's get some oxtails. I know you're good at cooking.
I mean, it's interspersed throughout the entire weekend, but we had a lot of cheesesteaks, and a lot of the places that we went to were based off of, the highly regarded list that many people would make about who had the best cheesesteaks. So I imagine that we went to some of the top ones. I can't remember all their names, but continuing on that Friday adventure, we got to our Verbo, and you gotta be careful. Like, Dom had an Airbnb that got canceled on him. I'm so sad, so sorry.
Yeah, fucking week before. Ain't that some shit?
It ain't something. I don't know.
Thank God for the Red Roof Inn.
I don't know if a Verbo is much better or what their qualifications are, but ours fortunately stayed intact. No shenanigans there, so we checked in, and a lot of the buildings there are just very narrow, very up and down, kind of like the Brooklyn Brownstones, or just forget the exact name of this style of dwelling, but it's very congested in whatever part of Philadelphia that we were actually in. But fortunately, they were all painted, they were all brick colored, but the guy who designed the place just painted the entire exterior black, which is very easy to identify from the street. And of course, when we're trying to find parking for the car, the guy said, "You can find parking anywhere. It's free anywhere."
That's a goddamn lie.
It is a lie, because I had the same problem when I stayed in Brooklyn. It's like, I asked the guy, he's like, "Where can I park?" He's like, "Anywhere." I'm like, "You are not helping."
No.
Because it just stunk. But so we drove around in a few circles, and we found a spot really close to our Verbo, so that was really nice. And anyway, but we had a big dinner that night at a place called Steak 48. We always do a fancy big dinner steakhouse, and with 6 fine gentlemen, the tab went about $1,100.
Holy shit.
Good thing we take pictures of the receipts, and that's how we pay for that. But that's always fun. And then we left that place, and man, I was stuffed, so full. And we ended up walking by on the streets of Philadelphia. And we're walking by, and we see a Gold Club. We just talk. We see these guys like, "Hey, what's up with that Gold Club?" And these guys over here is like, "Don't go there. Don't go there. You don't want to go there." It's like, "Oh, okay, we won't go there then." But we ended up at this place that offered ping pong. That's what the Chinese call it, ping pong. Table tennis. something I'm not very good at, but I found skills that I did not have earlier, because I actually got pretty good at it throughout the evening. So it was just this giant place, kind of like a pool hall. It was a ping pong hall, and they had a bar and all that stuff, and they had a DJ. So it was fun, but getting old now, so don't stay out too late. Made our way back to the Verbo later on. But then they're talking about Saturday. These weekends are so congested with WrestleMania on Saturday, WrestleMania on Sunday. What can you do? 2 of our guys went to the NXT Stand and Deliver. Those poor, unfortunate souls. I mean, hey, if you're really into NXT and you really want to check out that show, go for it. God bless you. I've done stuff like that.
That was a good show. I went to that.
I went to, in New Orleans, I went to the Progress Wrestling show. It was like at 11 a.m. What a long day, man.
Jeez.
Just go there, and now you know why people sleep in the stands. Because they're just like, I've been going to every show.
Yeah, that's nuts.
No, we just decided to go to this famous food hall. It was right near where Access was.
Reading Terminal Market.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I went there.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that I didn't personally find anything too crazy. I mean, they had a lot of offerings, but nothing that really leapt out to me. It did remind me of my time internationally in Vietnam and Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and it's like just familiar setting, just lots of people, lots of different people mingling about. And you mentioned it a little while ago on the Busted Open podcast, talking about the fans of Philadelphia. I mean, granted, all these people could have been tourists. They could have all been tourists, not locals, but you know, there's lots of people around. You bump into people accidentally, and you kind of, you know, I don't acknowledge them. I just keep going. But each person that you accidentally bump into, like, oh, I'm so sorry. And the one guy I didn't say anything to this one guy. He just looked back. He's like, okay, what an asshole. You know, but from what I found, just among that crowd, is just like, I found a lot of people to be very super pleasant, which is very surprising to me in such a large city. But that, you know, whether that represents a large population or not, the city of brotherly love, that terminology came true for that afternoon at Reading Terminal. We also went to the Access. You can go to the Superstore for free, or if you want to go to see the Rock show up 2 hours late or something like that, you have to pay a hefty sum. But no, we just checked out the Superstore. I was personally looking for some merchandise. Like last year, I found that awesome John Cena G.I. Joe type shirt that I wore. Then later
sold it on
Mercari.
eBay.
Really? Mercari?
Yeah, I sold on Mercari.
You jerk.
Dante.
And, but you know, I was really into Gunther or a Jey Uso shirt, like something new. You know, they didn't have anything. They had a lot of stuff for Roman and Cody, and for Wrestlemania and Philly and the Eagles and all the actual real sports teams. But I just didn't find anything for me. And once again, I walked out of there empty-handed, not wearing anything particular. What I was surprised at was the lack of a good The Rock Final Boss merchandise. They had the Final Boss, small lettering, but that's it. We need some good combination of the Bull and the Final Boss and something. But the merchandise department was lacking, in my opinion. Yeah, then of course we'd head on to WrestleMania later that evening, the coldest WrestleMania of all time.
So my Saturday, NXT, of course, did that. Parking was $35. I was wondering, like, all right, will I have to like leave afterwards and park somewhere else? No, I could just stay right there. So as long as I didn't leave. So after NXT, which was a good show, I enjoyed it. And took a nap in the car, like a little hour nap, because I know WrestleMania was going to be a long ass show. But Jesus, it was cold. That wind was no joke. No joke. Especially when it became nighttime. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But also went to South Street. Went to Suplex Vintage Wrestling.
Ooh.
That right there is like Toys R Us for wrestling fans right there. They had literally everything. Any single shirt from back in the day. Like you find like classic like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, NWO, whatever. And shit's going like $200 the t-shirt. Like those like the vintage shirt, like the shit you see with John selling on eBay. It was out there. All the action figures. Every single action figure from back in the day. I even bought some action figures that I had back in the day. It was a 2-pack. It was of Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't have it in my room right now, but it's here. I'll have to show it next time. I'll put it on IG so y'all can see it. But man, they had the N64, they had the Dreamcast, they had PlayStation 1, 2, any single video game they had it. They had like the old school TVs with the VCRs and just playing mad old wrestling, and all the belts had the ring ropes. Like it was just like mad memorabilia. I'm like, yo, they had like the line. It was crazy.
That's nuts.
It was.
Was that
it was
walking
wild.
distance, or how'd you get there?
Well, I had the car, so it was
Well,
like maybe like 10 minutes away from the area, from the stadium and whatnot.
Did you go there before NXT? Because once you came to NXT, you
Actually, I take it back. I think I did it on Friday. I made a mistake. That was Friday since I didn't really do much. But yeah, that was Friday. But definitely check that store out if you guys go to Philadelphia again. Suplex Ventures Wrestling. That shit was dope. They had a bar, the Stone Cold bar.
Oh wow!
Like you see, they got the Steve Weisers, the Broken Skulls in there, and see him like stunning Vince and everybody, and they got like video of him in the background. That shit was dope.
That's crazy.
It was good. It was a good time. And then I think what was it? That Sunday, it was either Saturday or Sunday. They had a block party. Basically, had the wrestling ring inside the middle of the road, and they had matches that taking place. I'm like, yo, this is wild.
That's crazy.
So,
you don't see shit like that unless it's Mania season, man.
Yeah, that was actually Friday night. I take it back. It was Friday night. But yeah. So let's get to it. WrestleMania night 1. And Abel, what about you, man? How'd you kick off night 1? What'd you end up doing?
Shoot, I kicked off night 1 late. Still moving into the new apartment. So I missed the first 2 matches, unfortunately. I had no internet. Had no hot water. So I had to yeah, it was one of those days. I'm like, you gotta be, and I worked that day too. So I'm working 8 hours. I moved up my shit from the first floor to the second floor. I have a table, no hot water. I gotta go to my in-laws' house or get change, run over to Cool Ray's house. So that took another half an hour because of the traffic. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss Mania. I'm like, I'm so pissed. Got in time for the third match. I was like, all right, I can settle in, get my shots in. The boys are in there, so yeah, my day was just a chaotic day. I was like, maybe I should move another day. He said, no, the mover was like, it's either today or you won't be moved in until the end of the month. I said, all right, I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, might as well just get it over and done with.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into our first match of WrestleMania Night 1. We have the champion Rhea Ripley going against Becky Lynch. Poppy Platino, what do you think about this match right here? Did you catch up? Did you finally see this match?
Yes, I did catch up to it, and man, wow. Another reason why Mommy is the champion, man. That girl is top tier. I did not see where this was going to be at in the beginning, just because I just felt like I really didn't think even Becky had a shot, to be honest. Rhea's on another, like, on the side, she's damn near Roman Reigns-esque. She doesn't have the 3-year reign, but man, I don't, like they said on commentary, I don't see anybody beating her anytime soon. And I know one of John's favorites, Bianca, she might give her a little run, but I think there's somebody is in the works. But we'll talk about that down the road. That might take that title off of her. But good back and forth. I did like the way Becky took away the power from Rhea, but oof, Mommy with the win, man. Can't go wrong. That was the right decision, in my opinion.
We all voted on this match. We all gave our prediction on this match. We all say Mommy's going to be on top, and yeah, she definitely did. She dominated this match. Strap, what do you think about the match?
What a way to open the show. I mean, we found out later that Becky would be approaching this match with a fever after meeting all the dirty, disgusting wrestling fans promoting her book. What? Including myself. But this match was really great. You know, I didn't expect anything mind blowing for an opening match, but it was a really awesome match and really kicked off the show in a good way. And when you think back on it, it really set the standard for the rest of the evening. But yeah, so you know, Becky Lynch, you can see here winning at a certain point, but just like we all know, Rhea Ripley is unstoppable, and she is right there at that Bianca Belair level in a different way. When I see Bianca Belair, just physically, she just outmatches and outclasses every single athlete that they have.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley is more of the, you know, she has the supreme character work down, and she's still really great in the ring as well. But no, just a great start to WrestleMania night 1.
I agree, and the place went nuts when her band performed her theme song. Like, the place was loud. It was loud.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it on TV, but I was like, is that Rhea singing the song? The guy looked almost exactly like her. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? That was weird.
The band was weird, yeah, but it was cool.
A lot of makeup. Yeah. Nah, it was a good match. It was a great way to kick off the show, and there was a lot of Rhea Ripley fans in Philadelphia. Like, Becky had a lot of boos, but can't go wrong. Like I said, we all predicted Mommy was going to go on top, and she definitely did that. So our next match, we have the 6-pack ladder match with Judgment Day as your tag team champions, the Raw and SmackDown tag champs, going against DIY, who had the DX tribute with their costumes. And you had New Catch Republic, a Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. You had Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, the Awesome Truth, and you had the New Day. So I forgot your prediction, but I know I had one tag team right that's going to win the tag titles, and that was Awesome Truth. That was pretty cool that R-Truth finally got his moment. He almost messed that up, but he got it. R-Truth is entertaining. R-Truth is gold. We can all agree on that.
Yes, he is.
I'm surprised that Grayson Waller and Austin Theory won the tag titles. I didn't really expect that, but I'm kind of glad that, you know, the belts are separated. We got Raw tag team champions, we got SmackDown tag team champions. So let's just, you know, split them, keep it like that, focus on your brand.
I agree.
But it was an entertaining ladder match. No, there was no Motor City Machine Guns. No, there was no Hardy Boys, but whatever. We didn't need it. It was good.
Yeah. It probably would have took away from the match if those guys had showed up. I know that you said that they're probably free agents right now. Or I know the Motor City Machine Guns are free agents from what you said.
Mm-hmm.
In a Mania to introduce a team that WWE's never really heard of, that's probably not the best way to go. I would probably lean on the Hardys, if anything, just because it's nostalgia and they know more recognition of them. But hey, man, it's the right guys won for sure, though. On with Miz and Truth. Truth definitely needed that win. But like I was too, like you said, Austin Theory and Waller just climbed up that ladder like nothing. Granted, he wasn't really hurt, and it was towards the beginning of the match, but it's definitely good.
Well, there's a lot to like about this match, you know, and the end result of the splitting of the unified tag team belts is probably my favorite part. Second favorite part is R-Truth getting his moment, his spotlight, and that wouldn't even be my favorite thing R-Truth would do that weekend. It would be on Monday Night Raw, where he went to celebrate with the Judgment Day and Damian Priest as the world champion, so that was fun. But I also feel bad for New Catch Republic. They didn't get their entrance. I don't think Dom ever noticed because he couldn't see it. But they're still playing someone else's theme music. And here they come out, and the Titantron is all wacky and messed up. So unfortunate for those guys. But this was a fun little match, and you would get out of it what you would expect. You know, just a bunch of good spots. Well done. No one got hurt. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And of course, the fans aren't going anywhere, but you're sending them home happy with that R-Truth moment that he so desperately deserved, considering he is an actual Attitude Era superstar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, yeah. You think he is like one of the last of the few attitude guys, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Him and The Rock.
I mean, he got a couple of breaks there, but you know, he was there in 2001.
Yeah.
Well, he was there before too, right? Back in 99 or 98.
2000, 2001.
I could have sworn he was there earlier. SK Quick, but you probably.
Well, he debuted with the Road Dogg for and they were together for about 2 months, and then Road Dogg got fired, and K Quick was on his own, and by the time the alliance came to be, he was out of there.
Oh boy.
And that's the truth.
That is the truth. All right, so Abel, how was the crowd? How did it sound on TV? Like, did it sound kind of live in there, or did it seem like it was on the quiet side? People said night one was pretty much quiet, but my section was loud.
It did sound a little bit kind of quiet, but at the same time, like you said, the weather probably had to play a factor in it. I mean, if you're saying the wind was so cold, I mean, I'm probably not going to be as loud either because I'm probably trying to keep warm. And they weren't doing too many exciting things just yet. They were just starting to get into it, especially when Grayson and Austin won the belt the first time. I think right when Truth and Miz, right when Truth had that moment, that's when the crowd started to get live. And well, it was actually live for Rhea too. But when you have Mommy out, you're not gonna go wrong with that.
You know, you really have to think about how much the weather plays a part in this. I said to anyone who would listen, how do football fans do this? This is terrible. This is horrible. Why would you subject yourself to this? I mean, we anticipated the weather. It was going to be chilly. It was going to be cold. You know, I had my jacket ready. The windbreaker. I had my OJ rest in peace gloves on. I had the It Doesn't Matter beanie cap. I was ready, man. I was ready for this weather, but golly, they would show that little weather thing on the Tron, 50 degrees with a wind chill of, it feels like 45. It's like lower. It was brutal. And, for, I would say for concessions business, it really killed it because if you say you have nachos, That's not gonna help. By the time you got out there, it just came out of the refrigerator, or hey, you got I don't know, sausage and peppers, or something on a hoagie roll. It's like by the time you're out there enjoying it, or by the time you get to your seat and you unwrap it, it's gonna be cold. You don't want your fingers going into the popcorn or drinking that ice cold beverage. None of those things. You want a beer to warm you up, even. But it was really rough. And as the night went on, there were, the people behind me, the row behind us, they were amusing to listen to because they would identify things that I couldn't see or I couldn't understand. Like, who is that? Oh, it's R-Truth. Like, really? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's R-Truth, yeah. Or they would predict things that would come true. They were a decent group of people behind us, but later on in the main event, they were just like, and it was a long main event, go home, can it end already? Because they were freezing their asses off. But the rumor goes that Mr. Big Nick Khan was like, we are never having a Northeast WrestleMania ever again.
I wouldn't if it's that fuck that. And
maybe that's why they haven't announced Minnesota yet.
That's indoors though. That's indoors.
All right. Or an outdoor, yeah. So, good Lord, never again, man. This is a rough one. I mean, we've been to MetLife twice.
Yeah.
We lucked out more or less. But this one,
that first one was cold. WrestleMania 29 was cold. It was raining that night too.
Oh yeah, and in 35 as well.
Oof.
But now this one was the most brutal of all the weathers. But did it temper the crowd? I would say no. I think the crowd was still there. You can kind of feel a crowd die sometimes. WrestleMania 34 New Orleans Part 2. You can feel a crowd die. But no, I think they still had the energy. They still had the superstars that they wanted to see for WrestleMania Night 1. So good.
All right. So our next match in our prediction show, we said it was going to be Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, but Dragon Lee got taken out on that previous SmackDown. So he's replaced by Andrade. So we got Rey Mysterio and Andrade taking on Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. John, what do you think about this match?
Wacky. But this was one of the 3 matches on the card that featured WrestleMania rematches from last year. So that was interesting. How did Andrade get to this spot, knocking out not only Dragon Lee, but also Carlito? I mean, I would argue that Carlito might have been, like a Vince hire, and Andrade, from the NXT days is still a Triple H guy. So that's why I got a spot. Dragon Lee still too new. Can't complain about being kicked out of a spot. So there Andrade was. This had a fair amount of action. It was, Rey versus Dom last year being such a tremendous moment for all time. Kind of being reduced to this tag match here. It's a little sad, but not the worst thing in the world. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, it's just another brief match on the card. But toward the end, these two Toro Blancos came out of the crowd. We don't know who they were. There was these masked men. Turned out to be the Eagles, right? The players.
Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson.
Yep.
So, I mean, I did recognize them, but I did not pop for them because I did not care about them. So how did you guys feel about those guys showing up?
Same way. I'm not an Eagles fan. Could care less.
What was that other guy from the 49ers? George
Kittles.
Yeah.
George
Kittles.
I mean, even I think he has a goofy look, so he's kind of fun to watch. But these other guys, these bears, these sexy bear men.
Eagles.
Gross. I don't.
No, he's bear men. What they look like, not the team they play for.
Well, we don't know what team they play for. Oh, okay. But I understand why they were added to the post match and letting the faces cheat to win. I really didn't care for that, but it was for the local crowd, and if the local crowd dug it, great. If they didn't, whatever. But it was fine. It was fine for me.
Yeah, it was an okay match. I really thought Dom was gonna get the win. I figured he needed him more than Rey whatsoever, but no, it was a bad day for the Judgment Day, except for Mommy retaining her title.
Do you think
it was an okay match?
Do you see like what they're doing with Dom? If they're kind of like trying to figure out how to get that heat off of him, or is it just he just got so much heat they can't take it off, regardless of what he does?
They can't take it off, so you got to keep rolling with it.
That's hard to do, man. Certain guys, after losing so much and still being a heel, you start to gain a little bit of sympathy, and the fans just still don't care, man. I'm shocked. I really am. I would think maybe starting to see a turn for Dominic, but I'm kind of glad they kept him the way it is, and keep doing what you're doing, man. If he's generating heat, he's still that bad guy that everyone can. We've a 2-time when another senior of Money in the Bank, and it won't be Damian, it will be Dominic.
Only way he become a babyface is when Rey is on the verge of retiring. That's the only way he become babyface.
That's the perfect time to be a heel. Just for me. But all right, next match.
All right, so this next match, I thought was going to steal the show. I was looking forward to this match. We have brother versus brother. We have Jey Uso Yeet versus Jimmy Uso. No Yeet. And guys, it's probably one of the worst matches at WrestleMania this past weekend. The video package that they had, it was a good ass video package. I'm Jonathan Sololo Fatu. I'm other Fatu. And next, they just showing them football growing up as kids. I'm 9 minutes older than you, whatnot. And it's always been a competition between them two. And now they finally had the time to show out. It's like I didn't think about it at the same time. Both these dudes got the same damn moves.
Yeah.
They got the same damn moves. It was a straight super kick spot fest. And I'll hit you in the corner with my ass. And only thing Jay got that's different is the spear. And that was terrible for Lil Wayne. Come out there for like 30 seconds to rap. Not even a quarter of his song. That was a terrible moment as well, too. So I have no idea. I expected a lot more out of this match. And I don't know. Well, main event Jay didn't have a main event showing.
Lil Wayne coming out was terrible for a different reason. Just being Lil Wayne himself. Because I don't like him. Well, anyway, better than Meek Mill. I had to choose, I could have, I used to take the attitude of like never watch the whole show, never go to the bathroom, never take a break, never go to concessions, never get a drink, don't get food, all that stuff, because I didn't want to miss anything. But I feel like I was just giving myself a disservice for no apparent reasons. Just to make yourself more comfortable. Just go. Just go. So I was intending to take a break at some point on this show, and I determined this was my second choice, and I'm glad I made it this choice, that I would stay for Jey Uso's entrance. But I left.
That place was hot.
Hell yeah.
Was hot.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So I would stay for Jey Uso's entrance. I would start leaving toward Jimmy's, and I was on the concourse, and I was just all over the place. They only had one. I wanted popcorn. They had one place selling popcorn, one stall, and it was not moving at all. So I got 2 hot dogs instead. But by the time I got back to the thing, they were playing a video package for Saudi Arabia, and I was getting booed for it. So I missed. They're like, John, they're booing you because they know you went to Saudi Arabia. I'm like, shut up. But yeah, I missed the entire match. I did not think I was gone that long. It was a SummerSlam in Vegas a couple of years ago. I took a break, and also you hear Nakamura coming out. It was just like a very brief segment, but I was like, what the fuck? Why did I miss Nakamura, man? But I figured I would miss out on Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, and in retrospect, made a great decision because I heard the match sucked, and I believe it. And yeah, so this was my bathroom break match.
Looking at it, that match only went 11 minutes. Looking at it right now.
Yeah. All right then.
What do you think about it?
I'm with agreement with you. I was so hyped up for that match, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And you would think that with being brothers, it'd be a little bit easier, harder and ask for victory, but it was one of the worst brother matches I've ever seen. And I'm shocked to say that, man. The ones we've seen in the past, Brett and Matt, Jeff, they've been really good. They make sense. The whole jealousy with one brother to another, and I mean, this wasn't a jealousy thing. It was more of a, well, you left the family because you wanted to just do your own thing. You didn't want to listen to the big dog, but it didn't live up to the hype, unfortunately, and it's sad because I still believe that Jay he is main event Jay. He's got something that we haven't seen yet, and he's gonna take it to the limit that he can. So, yeah,
this is your dream match right here. You won this match since you guys were kids, and you finally had the opportunity to. And super kick.
But hey, we all talk about the Young Bucks being bad.
Yeah, all y'all people.
Yeah, not me.
Some of the Young Bucks doing what now? Doing the exact same thing the Usos are doing?
Just saying.
Yeah, but you have a chance to make a moment. You didn't make a moment. You didn't seize the opportunity in this match. You just
they were just
super kicked every other move is super kick.
They were saving a moment for another night, unfortunately.
I mean, another reason playing into my decision to skip this match was I just had a feeling it was a storyline match. This was not the end. Like, this is not the end of their story together. They're gonna keep feuding, gonna keep going on. They'll reunite, all that stuff. So, it's like I said, what I call a storyline match. It's just like the in-ring action is not going to make a big difference here. And just as you might predict, they and has said out loud, they're the same person, the same moveset. You know, they just changed the t-shirt color, and it's the same match.
Literally.
So
Jey Uso got a high rating in Jimmy in 2K. I think he's like 87.
Yep.
And this other dude's like 82.
That's crazy.
All right, next match. We have the females. We have Jade Cargill making her WrestleMania debut. We have Naomi and Bianca Belair taking on the women's tag team champion of Asuka and Kairi Sane with Dakota Kai. And this match went as planned. Naomi, she started off the match. She got hurt, tagged in Bianca. Bianca did her thing. She showed off. And Jade cleaned up the house. Cleaned it up. Cleaned up the mess. 1, 2, 3.
Talk about a missed opportunity at Access and Shop Zone. They could have put anything together. Probably anything together for a t-shirt for the three ladies there. Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. Arguably some of my favorites there. And I probably would have bought it, no matter how ugly it was. But there was nothing of the sort. Nothing.
Oh, question for you. Did you dance when you heard Bianca's theme song? That's what you said in the prediction show. You're going to dance when you heard the song.
I was too cold.
All your girls in that damn match that you love. So,
oh, yeah.
I know you was happy.
Yeah. Bianca didn't get a... I mean, because people knew what it was. It was a 6-person match. You know, it's not a serious one-on-one match like she's had the last couple of years. So no, I didn't go super crazy over them, but in here I did.
I bet. I bet.
And they had that, they did that combined entrance kind of thing, and it's like, they could have had separate entrances. And as for Naomi, that new music will never get over, man. Sorry, it just ain't gonna happen. But Jade Cargill just coming out and doing what she does. She did a good job. And the perfect foils are Asuka and Kairi and the lavishly looking Dakota Kai on that night.
Damn right.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
But it was in and out, just like, yeah. It's fine for what it was.
8 minutes.
Including entrances. No.
What do you think about the match,
John?
Abel?
Really? No, I'm kidding.
I said what I need to say about the match.
It wasn't anything special to me. They did showcase Jade, which I kind of glad they did, because I still think she her debut maybe like a few weeks ago on national TV at SmackDown, was it? They hadn't seen, and I'm kind of glad they held back on her, because there might be a few, like a little bit of ring rust, because she did come from AEW, and the way they teach her is different than what WWE they want you to do. I'm not saying she's bad, because she's not. That girl is main event all over her. Because even when I seen her in AEW, I was like, could be champion. She should be champion. But right now, we're not talking about that. It's sad too. When I think about it, it's like you got the Kabuki Warriors as champions holding belts, and you lose to 3 girls that are not established tag team. I hate it. They're a little bit quicker and stronger, but you're established faction. You together for over a year or so, and you're going against a makeshift team that's only been for about a few weeks, and you still not for me.
Hope you realize that the champion didn't get pinned. It was the injured Dakota Kai, who's the one who's always injured. So that's
I know that, but still, it's still like a loss in my opinion. But The right people won though. You don't introduce someone like Jade and not have her win. And I think one of us thought that, or some of us thought that she was going to turn on the girls, but no need for that right now. Let her establish herself. Yeah, let her establish herself, and then get her character in, and we'll go from there. But
all right,
it was a doesn't matter to me. Where actually, I'll give it a somewhat matters.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, our next match, it definitely mattered. This match stole the show for night one. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. We have the underdog Sami Zayn taking on Gunther, and we all chose Gunther to win this title, to retain his title. But the underdog overcame the odds.
Yeah,
they showed his wife and son backstage before the match. Then they showed when he's walking through Gorilla, his best friend Kevin Owens, he hugged him, and Sami had a lot of heart that night. And Gunther, he was lighting Sami up. And at that time, I was like, Gunther was gonna win this match, but Gunther, he was off his game. He kept showboating and like talking trash to Sami's wife, and you never see Gunther do that. No. So I'm like, all right. So now I'm thinking, okay, Sami's about to get the win.
You really thought
he's about to get the win? Yeah. Once I seen Gunther kept, playing to the crowd and the Sami's wife one night, yeah, I knew it had to do it. So 666 days as Intercontinental Champion, the greatest Intercontinental Champion, I would say.
Everyone ended on that day. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I'm happy for Sami. It was a good moment. WrestleMania is all about the moments.
It is. It's crazy. He had two big WrestleMania moments back to back, and this one we didn't expect. This one we really thought there was no shot. Gunther has been running roughshod through the whole roster, and he's just he really was. He put that prestige on that title, and I'm so glad he held it for so long. And the way he held it and it fought. Even though he was a heel, it seemed like he still was kind of a babyface because he did everything on his own. He never really had his guys really interfering, which is different than what Roman would have done. I honestly think it was a great run for Gunther, the greatest run, obviously, for any Intercontinental Champion. Let's see what Sami's got in his tank right now. I know, in my opinion, it should have been Chad in there, but Sami's a good choice to take the belt off of Gunther as well.
Strap, before you get into your breakdown of this match, question that like suplex off like the top rope, whatever. What is that an actual move or is that like a botch? Because some people's like, oh, that's an actual move that he does. Like I never seen him do it before. I thought he fucked up.
What is your favorite El Generico match?
Well, I never seen El Generico.
The top rope brainbuster. Top rope brainbuster is a signature maneuver of a man who has no relation to Sami Zayn whatsoever. So he must have adopted it from some old Ring of Honor DVDs. But yeah, top rope brainbuster on the turnbuckle is a move that I swear I've seen it before in WWE or NXT, maybe NXT, but definitely not on the main roster for sure.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I'm like, wait, did he mess up?
Yeah, no, I was. What?
It was like when Daniel Bryan in his early days of NXT and early days on the main roster, he pulled out the move called the cattle mutilation.
Yeah, I like that move.
I missed that move.
Yeah, so he used to do that shit all the time in Ring of Honor, and like he didn't really do it that much in the main roster. He went with the label lock instead. But for the guys who watch his career long ways, they'd pop for the top rope brainbuster. They'd pop for the cattle mutilation. One move I didn't. I thought that Sami would break out would be that leaping through the turnbuckle thing into like a DDT on the outside of the ring. You know that one? He's done it in NXT and the main roster before. Just anyway. He did not do that move, but he did break out the top rope brainbuster. So not a botch. It was definitely a planned maneuver. Yeah. But you know, when you pulled the graphic up for this match, you know, a lot of thoughts were running through my head, you know, because WrestleMania is all about the matches and the moments, and sometimes it's both. Sometimes one or the other. Sometimes one thing entirely fails and the other one succeeds. And just this match right here, you know, just like you said, it was one of the best.
What the hell was just like
One of you two. One of you two.
Wasn't me.
You shut up right there. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was me, I guess. But yeah, like this match was one of the best executed of the weekend, and you know, I just remember it more for the ending. You know, the ending of Gunther's run, and you know, he was a you know, sometimes you can't tell if a wrestler's going to lose the title or not, but he was smiling, you know, he was being the big heel, the cocky heel. Gunther was doing a great job. Of course, Sami Zayn. Now, like, you know, if Sheamus never won the Intercontinental title, right? That's his storyline, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is Sami's 4th Intercontinental title. So, not to say it doesn't mean as much, but
this one means much. Is that WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's at WrestleMania, you know. But, you know, Sheamus winning last year, or I guess, well, Drew was already Intercontinental.
Gunther was champion last year at WrestleMania.
Yeah, if Sheamus won last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been a big moment for him. He'd have been a Grand Slam champ.
However you want to spell it. Jesus. What a crock of stuff. But what else can you say? It lived up to expectations. Gunther had alluded to somebody, and to do it to Sami Zayn couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Match of the night. You agree?
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Or if you're looking at spectacle, rhymes with testicle, spectacle. That's the main event.
Main event time. We have the Tribal Chief, your WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, and his cousin, the People's Champion, The Rock, taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, and the American Nightmare, your 2023 and 2024 Royal Rumble winner, Cody Rhodes. Guys, Platinum, you kick it off.
This match pretty much went the way we thought it was going to be. I mean, there was some excitement to it. There were times I thought maybe Cody and Seth had a shot at beating Rock and Roman, but the funniest meme came out of this match, though. That's funny. Rock with I forget what happened to him. He was like grabbing his stomach after a move or something. I don't know. To be honest, it was predictable, man. It was very predictable. We knew what was going to happen. The end was a little. I wasn't expecting that. I figured Roman was just going to hit him with the spear and Superman punch, and that was it. But The Rock had to get the people's elbow in as a dig into Cody to say, go fuck yourself. So we'd have Bloodline rules for the next night. I don't know.
It's
crazy.
Good. Well, oh my God, there's so much to say, so much not to say. But no, I was looking forward to this match, of course, and I was even wearing the Rock shirt underneath all my winter clothing. But and that's another thing about the freaking cold weather. It's like you couldn't, like, you know, represent anyone. That's why you wear the shirts and the merch to the show. Unless, you know, you had like those chalk line jackets or whatever. But underneath my, you know, Calvin Klein jacket was a Rock t-shirt. Got a couple props for that one. But no, the Rock looked good. He didn't get hurt. Roman Reigns was there when you know, there's that one moment in the end of the match. Even you know, because it's again that thing where you're sitting in a crowd and the people in front of you, the people behind you, to the side of you, you're there together for 4 hours, and more sometimes. And you might look them in the eye and make friends with them, and they might just turn around and keep talking to you, and you don't want them to, or they could just be behind you and you just hear stuff and you respond to it or not. But I was like, there's a certain point in the match, I was like, oh my God, Roman's gonna spear The Rock. He's gonna spear The Rock. He's gonna spear The Rock. And like, I got the people around me riled up. They're like, yeah, he's gonna spear The Rock. It's like, it's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming. It's gonna happen right now. He's gonna spear The Rock. And sure enough, it happened. And you didn't know where it was gonna go with that. But yeah, you know, Cody and Seth made their entrances first, and you know, if they did their warm-ups in the back, they had to be like doing that Brock Lesnar, you know, warm-up thing in the ring. You know, maybe they had heaters or something around the ring, but the entrances were a quarter of the match, and the match did go, what, 30, 40 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Yeah, there was, I will admit, there was like a lull in the middle there. The heat segment, if you would. But no, it was entertaining, and like I said, everyone looked good, and nothing got clunky or too bad. And yeah, The Rock putting the icing on the cake, and the icing being the people's elbow, and the cake being Cody Rhodes' chest at the end of the match. 1, 2, 3. That's right. But no, I thought it was a lot of fun. I dug it. I don't know if anyone else dug it, because some people aren't Rock fans, and who knows? Cody crybabies and all that jazz. Like, listen, he's going to get his comeuppance. I mean, he's going to get his just desserts on Sunday night. So don't worry about Mr. Cody Rhodes.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all 4 of these guys being in this ring. When The Rock came out, you know, I was like, you know, I'm one of the diehard Rock fans. And seeing this man's outfit, the man had like the Elvis suit, the black Elvis suit with the gold trim on it. That was a unique look with the bell bottoms. I'm like, I hope he don't wrestle in this shit. I'm glad he took it off.
That's what I saw. Please don't wrestle on that.
Don't.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but man, the Rock is fucking huge, man. That's a big ass guy, man. And when Roman speared the shot of him, like he was holding his stomach, man, I was like, oh, this might be
start of the turn. I know. I was thinking
this might be it right here, but it didn't happen. It played out how I didn't expect, but I enjoyed it. We knew it was gonna be Bloodline rules, but this was a long ass match, but we knew it was gonna be Bloodline rules. So, you know, Cody, like John said, he would have his moment, but you can't go wrong. You can not go wrong with this. It was a good showing for Roman, The Rock, and, you know, the wise man, of course, Paul Heyman. So this is how you kick off, or this is how you end night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I love that image. I love that people's belt, man. Something about it looks so unique. Well, it is unique, but still just, Yeesh.
I made a mistake about that belt. I said it was why did he get the same belt that is on Shop Zone? And maybe they changed it a little bit, and I'm not entirely wrong.
That's completely different.
It is different. It is not the one that's on Shop Zone, but pretty damn close. But how what else could you do? You put the Brahma Bowl right in the center of it, you know? That's what you do.
Yeah.
But yeah. If they made a new version that didn't say People's Champion, said Final Boss, you might see that hanging on my tree back here sometime.
Oh man. So guys, WrestleMania night 1, it mattered.
Definitely mattered.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's go to night 2. Night 2. It was
Naito?
better weather.
Better weather, baby. Better weather.
Better weather. The sun was shining,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a little warmer. Didn't need no gloves or hat at the time, but I still had it with me in my pocket for later on that night, just in case.
I brought the gloves. I left the hat at home.
Dummy.
We kicked off the show with the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins and Drew McIntyre, and it was cool with the the Roddy Piper bagpipe players playing Drew's theme song, get them all hyped up and whatnot, and then Seth with all them. I don't know what you want to call them. I don't know. Hey, well, I didn't see it on night 2 on TV yet. So, or were they on TV?
I didn't hear it because I had scratchy internet.
Right now.
Yeah, it does. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. Yeah,
like a band or something
down to the ring. Yeah, like some type of band. Yeah, it was cool seeing Seth had.
It was almost like a Mardi Gras thing.
All right. Carnival.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's probably like that Festival of Friendship thing.
Those are all rosebuds.
Probably, man.
Braun and Zelina Vega and Becky Lynch.
That's crazy.
So we have CM Punk on commentary, and I knew Drew was going to get the win. And I honestly thought when the match started, ding, ding, and Drew hit him with the Claymore, I thought that was going to be it. That would have been a good way to kick off.
Yo.
I was like, oh my God. Like, wouldn't expect that. That should have been like 10 seconds if that should have happened, but
that would have been
happen.
Nuts.
This match only went 10 minutes, and
it didn't seem like it. I'm not going to lie.
It didn't.
I was watching it back the other day, and I'm just like, this felt like it went like 25 minutes, but they gave you just about everything you could ever ask for in these two. I see why he's called a visionary, man. That guy knows how to manipulate the ring to make us actually just think like, damn, this guy, he makes everybody better. Seth Rollins with that run he had with his belt, good for you, brother. You made a lot of guys.
Drew was already good. Drew was already an established guy, but he had his moment. He finally won the title at WrestleMania, so he had his moment in front of the fans.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is nothing more than an opening match guy. He opened up WrestleMania 34, he opened up WrestleMania 35, and he opened up WrestleMania 40. This guy is a jabroni of the highest magnitude. All right, just kidding. No, it was but proof is in the pudding. There's been discussion about what's like the hottest opening match of a WrestleMania, and I threw that 3-way match with Seth, The Miz, and Finn Balor from 34 in the ring, if you will. I was like, that was a hot opening match for a WrestleMania. I'll stand by that. So, and speaking of like a 10-minute match with Seth and Drew, it kind of reminded me of the Seth and Brock match. I mean, granted, half of it or the majority of it was before the bell rang.
Yeah.
But just kicking off the show hot with an important match, and with that title change. Except Seth was losing this time. He didn't beat. He wasn't the Beast Slayer this time. But I don't know. No, I liked it too much, perhaps. That opening Claymore, man, it just set a tone. And there's I have something to say about this whole segment when it's over, but maybe we can get to what actually happened, and then we'll get to that part.
Drew was over that night. Everybody wanted Drew to win.
Yeah.
Like, Seth got a few boos. In my section, he was booing Seth. And we all knew Drew was going to win. And then after he had his moment, he got in the face of CM Punk talking that shit. Then you going to hit him with a DX chop. So Punk going to be Punk. I'm going to pull your leg. Lucky you didn't get choked out, but he pulled his leg, took off his brace, and threw it at him. The next you know, you already know what happens. Senor Money in the Bank, he comes down to the ring, whacks him with the briefcase, throw him in, hit him with the choke slam.
The
1, 2, 3.
South of Heaven.
South of Heaven. And Damian Priest is your new world heavyweight champion. And the place went nuts for Priest. That was a good moment.
It was.
Real good moment.
Everybody was thinking he was never cash in or success cash in, but he paid his dues and definitely earned it, man.
I knew it was going to happen at Mania. That's how you do it.
Just like Dolph Ziggler would do it at 29.
Cashed in on the guy he was going to do it on, but I'm kind of glad he did anyway.
Now, Okay, now that we got to that point, and if any of my WrestleMania cohorts are listening, because sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, so I'll just surprise them, I guess. See if I have the nuts to bring it up on this show. The It Doesn't Matter podcast, that is. But so yeah, the ending of the actual match, with Drew hitting that 4th Claymore and pinning Seth. It all came together, man. It all came together. The Drew McIntyre being the pandemic era hero, carrying the company on his back through that whole experience, and then he was supposed to get his moment in Tampa against Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley is 1 month in as the WWE champion, another guy we also wanted to desperately see as the world champion and get a push, and it was a tough go. Lashley retained, Drew did not get his moment, and then he faced Corbin the next year, wasn't as pushed as he was, and then he kind of had a thing with that triple threat with Gunther and Sheamus last year. Great match, but still he didn't win. So Drew and then Clash at the Castle, Drew getting screwed out of all the big moments to win the world title in front of a large, huge crowd. So here was his chance. Here was his chance again. Would it actually happen? He wasn't even supposed to be in it, and Drew McIntyre doing his best work. Drew McIntyre was a guy on my personal list of guys I just hated. I absolutely just hated anything about him. And through his work over the years, he transformed that, and I became a fan of his, which is a credit to him. And so, yeah, so when Drew won the title from Seth here, and this is part of WrestleMania. This is part of why we go, why all of us go. We get the feels. We believe it's real. We believe what's happening in front of us. We could spend all year long sitting at our home in the whaling city of New London or wherever we live and just live our daily lives. Things happen to us for good or for bad, better or worse. But when we go to WrestleMania, when we're there in person, we feel it. We feel all the emotions. So I felt the emotions. I was like, yes, all these things I just said in the last 2 minutes, seemingly 10 minutes, it all came together. I'm just like putting my hands up to my face and to my head and just like he did it. He got his moment, Yes. And then this guy, Damian fucking Priest with the briefcase. His music hits. He comes running out. Did you think a chance that he would do this? Of course, he can do it at any time he wants to. This guy comes running down the ramp with his music, with the briefcase. You know what he's going to do. You know what every Money in the Bank winner has done and what is about to happen. But didn't you just listen a second ago? I'm still here. I'm still with Drew McIntyre, man. Here comes Damian Priest, a guy with his own story, a guy who was not going to get pushed, a guy who was never going to reach the mountaintop, a Ring of Honor guy, Punishment Martinez. This dude is getting his chance to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Here he comes to the ring and he's going to win because look at what CM Punk did. Okay, he tripped him up. Drew is banged up. Gets him in, and you didn't know what that move was called. The choke slam. I called it as I can't breathe in my seat, standing up. South of heaven. South of heaven. South of heaven. 1, 2, 3. Fucking Damian Priest, your new World Heavyweight Champion. I am in disbelief. I am a wreck. I am an emotional wreck. I hear from to my left, 5 seats down, the other notorious one, Mitch Silver, says, John. I was like, what? Are you okay? I'm like, fine. They thought I was having a heart attack. They were like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was in the moment. I was there. I felt all of it. I felt the pandemic. Long COVID. I felt the pandemic era. I felt Drew McIntyre getting his just desserts. I also felt an old friend, Punishment Martinez from Ring of Honor in Lowell, Massachusetts, becoming World Heavyweight Champion. I felt it all. Tears. Breathing. Hands on the head. It was an emotional moment.
I agree.
John's absolutely right. It was an emotional moment because the match was only 10 minutes, and literally when McIntyre kicked Seth's head off in the beginning, you know, oh my God, you about to do it right here. So you're already at a high, and then they take it to the outside, and Drew just throwing Seth around, and Claymore, and he finally got it. Like, oh shit. And then after that, he's celebrating. The place was going nuts. Then you're gonna get in Phil's face. You get in Phil's face. So, you know, he can retaliate. That's what he did.
Yeah, he did.
Then you hear Priest music. So you're at a high again. And he's running down. I'm cashing in. South to heaven. 1, 2, 3. The place is going nuts. Everybody high-fiving out there. Everybody's happy. And yes, Drew got screwed again, but we got a new World Heavyweight Champion, Damian freaking Priest, and the Judgment Day is on top yet again.
You know, this is how dare you? This is my second time retelling the story. The third time reliving it in my own head. But the only time I didn't cry, because when it happened, I was a wreck. I told Nita, sweetheart Nita, about this, and I lost it then. Wow. I was like, I'm telling you this freaking wrestling story, and I'm losing my shit in the kitchen while we're eating spaghetti. You know, I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen when I tell this story on the It Doesn't Matter podcast, WrestleMania edition. But you know, I did my best to keep it together. But I just want to reach through the screen, touch my hand, feel what I feel. This is WrestleMania. This is why we go, and this is why we love it,
and why we watch it.
Anyway,
so fans, we haven't discussed anything about this. This is all pure emotions. Yep. So we didn't know what John's gonna say. This is all real life stuff.
Right, Dom and Abel had no idea what this story was, but it's a real story. It absolutely happened.
Yeah, it's real. It is real. So you don't know what we're gonna say, and that's what makes it fun. It doesn't matter. All right, our next match. Hold on, let me see John's face one more time. Damian Priest, your new World Heavyweight Champion. One more time for John.
No wonder why you're called the Notorious One, you jerk.
All right, so
South of Heaven.
Our next match is a Philadelphia street fight, and we have a special guest referee, Brother Ray, Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley, whatever you want to call him. But we have Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits with B-Fab taking on Karrion Kross and AOP with Scarlett and Paul Ellering. And guys, I'm gonna ask John this question first. Since you had your emotions running wild from that last match, the first match of the night for night 2, then you see this street fight. Like, what was your emotions during this match? How do you feel?
When you have something as emotionally impactful
right
as
there,
that,
yes,
yeah. You know, later on through the weekend, you know, the guys would, you know, bring that back up, and they all know me, you know, pretty well, of course, naturally. But if someone brought up the fact, hey, John, remember you're bawling your eyes out for that thing, and Dan ringside would just be like, "Don't you leave him alone." Leave him alone. I was like, I like just playing along, but I'm like, these guys, they know they're not trying to fuck me up. But no, this match here was the perfect match to follow up something like that. You know, especially when you have a surprise guest, Bubba Ray Dudley, as Bubba Ray Dudley, and not Brother Ray. You know, not like the TNA ECW revival shows. No, like this is Bubba Dudley. Okay. And so that was fun. That was cool. And we're wondering if, you know, D-Von would make an appearance, but no, he would not. But to go from the emotional high to this match, it was a great transition. It was like, all right, let's get to some goofy, you know, street fight shenanigans and that's kind of like the feel this match had. Just a hardcore match, and you had a referee, a beloved WWE legend, Hall of Famer, calling the action in the ring. So no, it was fine. It was a great thing to follow it up. But this match by itself, the hype, it was okay. The hype was all right, but the Street Profits definitely have gone down in stature, I feel. And Lashley is always a perennial favorite of mine and most people. And Karrion Kross and AOP, good luck in NXT. So
this is the match I wasn't looking forward to. I haven't rewatched this. I haven't rewatched Night 2 yet, but
I haven't rewatched any of them.
They were all over the place, and I forgot who went on the table. I know the table broke, and like Montez got pissed off about that. Like,
no,
yeah, I don't think that was supposed to happen. Like whoever's on the table, just too much weight, I guess. But
I think.
But from where I was sitting at, I seen when Montez flew over the top rope. Like, did he like hit his head over the damn post? That's what it looked like from my angle, from the nosebleeds. But I'm happy these guys got the win. That's it. It was okay, but it was your this match brought you back down to reality. Like, all right, let's calm down a little bit because it's only going to pick up shortly after this. Platinum, what do you think?
Wasn't a fan of this match, to be honest. The Bubba Ray thing, I was like, all right, it's different. I didn't expect to see him there, so that's good as a good make do. Somebody who's who had some ties to Philly, which was good. But I wasn't a fan of this match. I feel like they haven't been really pushing Bobby and Street Profits. I would love to see them. It seems like they were getting beat up a lot. And for them to pull out the win was good, but not a fan. I don't know. I was bored. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of my bathroom break matches, and I didn't think I was gonna do that.
Too early for a bathroom break for me. But I think we talked about this on the preview show. It's like I think night 1 and night 2 had some mixed up matches, man. Things should have been changed around, but hey, it is what it is, and it was what it was. It was fine. It was fine.
All right, for our next match, the place went nuts for this guy. We have LA Knight. Yeah. Going against the phenomenal AJ Styles.
With new music.
I wasn't a fan of the new music.
Well,
I wasn't a fan of the gear either.
Night 2 was all about new music. AJ, Bailey. Oh boy. But it was a good showing for the. When I see these two guys, I just think of Impact Wrestling. I don't think of TNA because the hell was his name?
Eli
Drake.
Drake, dummy. Yeah. He was in the Impact Wrestling era of TNA. And AJ Styles is, of course, always associated with them, and so that's all I see. It's TNA really took over WWE, don't you think, guys? But no, this was a fun match. The build was a little suspect, but no, LA Knight and AJ Styles, man, the crowd just wanted to love it and gave it all the love and attention it deserved and received, and just a lot of fun. And LA Knight still over, man. He can still get at it. And just a lot of fun. If you want to just think about a memory of the match, just fun. Yeah.
I'm happy LA Knight got the win. I wanted AJ to get the win because I felt like he needed it, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna lie. I went to the bathroom during this match.
Man. Sometimes you got.
I listened to LA's entrance, and after that, I went to the bathroom because I already knew what was the next few matches are going to be. I'm like, all right, we getting down to the nitty gritty. So I'm like, all right. I had to.
I did that too. I was in line and I had the Peacock on. I'm like, all right, I think I'm all right. I ain't missing anything. Thank God that long video package. Hell yeah. But yeah.
But from what I seen, it was a fun match and the place was happy that LA Knight got the win. They was chanting his name all weekend. Everybody was singing his name.
LA Knight. Yeah.
And they had that match again on SmackDown last week with AJ Styles. They're trying to figure out who the next contender to Cody Rhodes would going to be. And I'm like, it's going to be AJ Styles. It's like, how do you figure that? He just lost. That's exactly how they do it. He had a big loss to LA Knight, and he just turned heel. He's going to come back to be the number one contender. He's going to be a guy that no one's actually going to take seriously to beat Cody Rhodes, but he is a credible contender too. And that's how AJ Styles is the current number one contender to Cody Rhodes WWE title. But we'll get to that actual match a little bit later on.
All right, so our next match is for the United States Championship. It's a triple threat match. We have Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and your champion, Logan Paul.
Adam Page.
Guys, Logan Paul, he's dope, man. Like, give this man his flowers, man. He is good. That boy is good. That boy is good, man. That boy is good.
Eskimo, man. That dude, he got it. He's that. You're right, man. I couldn't stand arrogance. Even my girl, which is watching with me, she's like, "Is that Logan Paul?" I was like, "Yeah." I can't stand that fuck. I'm like, he's doing his job. Okay. She's not even like a real wrestling fan, but that's how you do it, man.
Whoever gets eyeballs on the product.
That's exactly what you need, man.
So we see Kevin Owens backstage, and Sami Zayn's right there. Give him a hug, and he says, "Your time." And he's out there in the golf cart. And he goes down to the ring in the golf cart, and the Randy Orton's music hit, and next thing you know, Randy hops on. They ride together, and Kevin just going too fast. Randy almost fell off that shit. That's pretty funny to see them two interact like that. I'm like, all right, but at some point, Orton's gonna be the snake that he is and try and take him out, and he tried to do that with the RKO. It didn't work. I really thought Orton was gonna win that match. I really thought so, but Logan Paul still got the win.
Yeah, that was a really smart move on Logan. Let them pretty much do what they got to do, and then steal it. Smart. And I think we all predicted that Logan was the one gonna keep the belt on this night as well, right?
Nah, I said Randy.
You thought Randy?
Yeah, I said Randy.
I think I stayed with Logan because it just made sense. It's like Randy doesn't really need that belt. He's gonna continue having a rivalry with whoever's next. The baby faces are probably gonna switch up as soon as this draft is over. So he's probably got another group of guys that he can push until maybe somebody else might have the belt.
Randy does need that belt because if he wins that belt, he'd be a Grand Slam champion.
He's never won that?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
He won the U.S. title before.
Has he?
He beat Bobby Roode for it, and then lost it to Jinder Mahal, I think.
Was that the pandemic?
No, that was 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never really remember him with the U.S. belt.
Really?
Yeah.
Look that up.
A researcher looks up the fact checking.
Let me know.
Yeah, because Jinder Mahal won it at the at 34.
All right, yeah.
And he lost
he won in 2018.
Yeah. He beat the Glorious One.
Yeah, he beat Bobby Roode at Fastlane.
Yeah.
Wow, all right. So never mind. He's a Grand Slam champ. I didn't know that.
He's a cruiserweight champion, though.
He was like cruiserweight.
Like Ray, the King, El Rey. Mysterio, that is.
All right. Our next match is for the Women's Championship. We have your Royal Rumble winner of Bayley taking on Io Sky. And we all knew Bayley was going to get this title. She deserved it. She started from the bottom, worked her way back up, and she deserved it.
If I was dating Bayley, that's where I would start too. But the entire crowd they're trying to sing, they're trying to do the NXT days of Bayley, but it just wasn't coming along as great. But a lot of pockets of the crowd did their own versions of it, and they tried. And Bayley was super over, as she should be. No one took Io Sky as a credible champion. They knew she was going to lose, and that was okay. But it was a really good match, and it was just a really good match with a predictable outcome. But who says that's a bad thing? So good job for Bayley, and good job to Io Sky. I wish she had a more memorable championship run, but sometimes you just have to be an ends to a means. So congratulations, Bayley.
Congratulations, Bayley. You deserved it.
Yeah.
Here we go, boys. The main event of night 2.
Oh, jeez.
Bloodline rules.
My God.
We have the American Nightmare, your 2023 and 2024 Royal Rumble winner, Cody Rhodes, taking on the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, with the wise man, the Hall of Famer, Paul Heyman, in his corner. Platino got the Tribal Chief Funko Pop. We're going to let Poppy Platino kick it off.
That's Seth Rollins.
Your thoughts on this match?
No, that's actually Roman.
Rollins.
I know it does. Wow.
Kick it off, Platino.
What an emotional match. Man, from start to finish, you pulling at your heartstrings is not even the word for it. I think Michael Cole said it best at the end of everything. I love pro wrestling. I really love pro wrestling. Cody has put so much time and effort into finally winning the belt that his dad could never hold or never got a chance to hold early. Just a fan, he really knows how to bring in the fans, all of them, the casuals, the hardcores, the guys that probably left and then came back, or the guys that left and never wanted to come back. Oh my God. You can't go wrong with all the pyro shit that they had. Not talking about the pyro itself, I'm talking about all the fireworks they had with the wrestlers and all the interferences that they had with the guests. It was very emotional. I couldn't control myself. I shed a tear when he won this belt. I did. We seen his journey from his indie days when he, like he said, he was undesirable. Nobody wanted him. No one believed in him. And he finally made himself undeniable. He is our world champion, and it couldn't have been a better person to finally dethrone Roman than Cody Rhodes. Maybe there was one person that we thought of at a time, but there's no one better. No one better right now. So, Cody. And to Roman. Salud. John.
I will also toast, but not drink. For our audio listeners that are still there. Oh boy. I really can't get out of my head I really can't get out of my head, what we talked about on the preview show. That we're expecting a lot of shenanigans out of this match, and that would eventually become a version of Triple H and Sting at WrestleMania 31. And it's a very perplexing matchup that Sting Triple H match was, because some people loved it, some people hated it. I liked it. I mean, because people talked about the commentary burying the match, but I remember it from a live perspective. I didn't hear the commentary. I just popped for DX and popped for the NWO coming out and all the weird, wacky stuff. Shawn Michaels and making a cameo, X-Pac, So I was expecting the same thing. Like last year's main event was a pure one-on-one match until the end. So you got your classic match last year, and it was a classic match. This year, what are you going to do? The same thing? Come on, But no. They did. They had their. You knew it was going to happen, and you wanted it to happen. They had their classic match again. until a certain point, and that's when the shenanigans really began. And this looks fake. This looks photoshopped. It is not. This happened. This really happened.
I'm just standing there by himself. What the hell's wrong here?
Oh my god. So, I don't want to get the orders wrong here, but Dom, do you have the orders of our special guests?
All right, I'm gonna do a strap facts moment. I don't have the special order, but we know that I want to say Jimmy Uso. Jimmy came out. Yeah. Next, Jay Uso speared Jimmy through the crowd.
Makes sense.
Or through the stage, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then we have Solo.
Yes.
When Solo comes out, then we get a returning John Cena.
Yep. There we go.
So after John Cena, you get the final boss, the man with the Elvis suit, The Rock. And they, staring down at each other. And after this, The Rock just hits him with a rock bottom. Like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
So after this, everybody, oh my God, Stone Cold's next. Stone Cold's next. It's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wrong. The dead man comes out of nowhere.
Wrong. You got the order wrong already.
What?
You got the order wrong already.
All right, who are we missing?
You are missing Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, okay.
Well, the thing with Seth freaking Rollins, we didn't even know he was in the ring. I just see somebody just laid out. So
no.
He got whacked.
So what had happened was just after Cena got the rock bottom, the Shield music hits. And I'm not going to lie. As a fan, I'm thinking there's no freaking way Jon Moxley's going to show up.
Why everybody thought that? He's not going to WWE. He's under AEW contract.
Hey, Tony Khan knows what's best for business as well, regardless of
if he's going to do anything. Bullshit. Dustin's in the building. It should have been Dustin Rhodes over Jon Moxley.
Can you imagine that? Dude,
I would love seeing Gold Dust.
That would pop too. That would pop too.
It would pop. It would make more sense with Dustin, but as soon as you hear the Shield playing, you're like, oh man, that's throwback to Roman's betrayal. I knew Seth had something to do with that, but Jon Moxley would have been crazy.
It would have been crazy, but it wasn't happening.
It never crossed my mind for that. But
I never thought of Jon Moxley. Everybody knew it was going to be Seth. Seth was going to be Cody's Shield.
Yeah, he was.
And he said that.
And that's when
we didn't even see this man get in the ring. I just see him laid out on the ground. I'm like, what?
Who, Seth?
Yeah.
No, what happened was Seth in the ring. I think he did some rock real quick. A chair came in, and it was between Cody and Seth, and Roman couldn't hold back all those years of being betrayed. He finally got his revenge on Seth.
No, that was after the fact. Like when after everybody's looking to see if Seth is coming through the crowd, whatever. Next, you see Seth just lay down in the ring, and then you see Roman having the opportunity to hit either Cody with a chair, but he took Seth.
I could have sworn Rock was in the ring when the Shield music hit.
Well, you can tell some of us haven't seen the show since it happened to us in person. The only thing I can tell you that I can remember, because I have not watched the show back, is that the Shield music hits, Seth gets into the ring and is immediately taken out.
Yes,
that's what I remember. Yes, I thought it was a dummy. I thought it was like somebody came in the crowd that got taken out that quickly.
So whatever happened on TV, I don't know. I've seen pictures to tell otherwise, but from a live perspective, that's what we saw. It did feel like a fake Shield guy.
That's what I thought.
Stomped out. But
so that's probably Seth got laid out and Rock's still in the ring. We hear the infamous boom.
Now, everyone's expecting Stone Cold and all that stuff, but I tell you, man, hearing that gong, did not expect that either, and popped just as hard for that one. Oh,
yes.
I got at home. I was like, what? What is he doing here?
You can't get Stone Cold. Who do you replace? And it was Stone Cold's spot, but who can you get to replace him that would get a similar type reaction? No one. I mean, The Undertaker, holy crap,
When they say, hey, card subject to change, you always either do equal to or better.
I mean,
Taker pretty close. Taker's pretty close.
The rumors that Hogan or something would come down like
Hogan. What the heck? Hogan
Exactly.
No. He need that cart that
Yeah.
Kevin Owens. Not talking shit, but yeah, he's not doing that.
Everybody was like, why the Undertaker? Why they just throw him in there? He had no relations to Roman and The Rock. I'm like, actually, he does. He had the history with The Rock back in the day. Yep. And don't forget, Roman beat Undertaker.
Yep.
At WrestleMania.
I made up my own. So I made up my own storyline for why Undertaker was there. Because the Undertaker is the he's Mr. WWE, and The Rock just kind of taking over, being like for real TKO and all that stuff. It's like, like I'm the real head of the table. You know what I mean?
Taker
it's not the best storyline I came out with, but it was okay enough for me, so I accepted it. So.
You the final boss, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
I'm the boss.
He really was always the boss.
Yeah.
When they came to backstage politics, the boss was Taker. So but man.
So this match was bittersweet. I rooted for Roman, but can't go wrong with Cody Rhodes either, because I love both guys. I love both guys, but just seeing this Roman Reigns reign was impressive. My man held the title for 1,316 days, making him the 4th longest world champion. We never seen that. Yes, Hogan had the belt when we were kids, whatever, but we didn't experience that whole time. Like, we didn't see like the whole thing, but we seen Roman come back and just dominated. Yeah, he made it cheat every match, but it was just something that, hasn't been done in a long time. So I was always a fan of it, but Cody deserved it. Cody is that workhorse. He's been there day in and day out, kissing babies, doing the media and all that stuff like that. I'm so happy. Like, Cody, he, had his moment. He said he was going to give the title to his mother. And yes, he did. It was a good moment. You had the babyface locker room come out. You even had an AEW wrestler in the ring of -1. He was in the ring too. If you ain't see him, John.
Yeah, but he's signed, but not till he's 18.
But it was a good time, man. Dustin was in the Raptors, and I was happy for Cody, even though
Ricky
I wanted the Tribal Chief to win too. Starks was in the building too. Everybody out there supporting Cody. Cody deserved it. Yes. But if Roman won, I'd have been happy too. Either way, you can't go wrong. But I'm happy for the Tribal Chief. The Tribal Chief did his thing for nearly 4 years, and
you'll never see another run like that again. No
you
way.
You won't see a run. You won't see a run like that. But my man, he did the damn thing, and he's still dealing with the leukemia. But hey, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his run. I'm happy for the future. I want to see what's going to happen with Cody. I have some scenarios for Cody, but we've been recording for over a year now, and you heard me plenty of times say I want to acknowledge the Tribal Chief. So this might be the last time I say it. So everybody get their glass up or your water bottle, and we're gonna acknowledge the Tribal Chief one more time and take my sip of my crown.
For me,
and
slowly,
and to this new era, to the Paul Levesque era. I'm happy to see, we have, 6 title changes, and Mommy's still the champ, and the Kabuki Warriors and Logan Paul, they're still the champions. And I'm just curious to see how this is going to play out. And I have a lot of scenarios that we'll get to another time. But as for Wrestlemania, it was a phenomenal show. It was a great time. A lot of moments being made, and my man Cody finished the story, and he's gonna add on. What's the next chapter? Now that you chased for 2 years, now people are gonna chase you. So let's see what happens. Let's see how far he can go. To Damian Priest, hopefully everything works out. Hopefully you're not just a transitional champion. Sami Zayn, I know you're going to be phenomenal in what you do. Gunther, I already know. I see you with that strap soon.
Yeah.
Maybe not Cody's strap, but I see you with that strap soon. But yeah, it's been good. But let's talk about the night after Raw or night after WrestleMania. The Rock showed up, paid respect to Cody, saying he's going to Hollywood. Well, you know that's where he's going.
Yep.
And basically, we will get Cody and The Rock sometime in the future. It's bound to happen. And as for the bloodline, Roman might be gone, but Solo's that guy. Roman said before that Solo is the future leader of the bloodline whenever he's ready to step away. And this past Friday on SmackDown, we seen that.
Yeah.
And we got a debut of Tama Tonga.
The son of Haku.
So, the son of Haku. Solo and Tama Tonga took out Jimmy Uso. They didn't want no losers in the group. Paul Heyman's framed for his life. Called the tribal, took the phone. Solo just stomped on it. Like, nope, we ain't calling him. Nope, it's a new era. So I'm curious to see how this whole bloodline thing plays out. And there's a lot of rumors. I haven't seen it yet, but people have been saying that Jacob Fatu signed to the company as well.
Oof.
So we could have a new bloodline. Maybe The Rock could be in charge of the bloodline with Solo, and maybe whenever he decides to come back, maybe Roman Reigns could come back, and we could have, you know, old school bloodline versus new school bloodline, like Wolfpack and regular NWO, something like that.
So who's the fourth member for Roman's OG bloodline?
It'd be Jimmy, and it'd probably be BJ.
But who's the fourth member?
Who will be the fourth?
Don't know. We'll have to see.
Why would they need the fourth for?
You got Solo, Tama, Jacob, The Rock.
Yeah, Seven Samoans out there. They can figure it out.
Oh, jeez, here we go. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I set it up, and I knew he was going to take the bait.
Oh man. What's the name? Zilla Fatu.
Ah, yes, their other brother.
Umaga.
Yep.
Umaga's son. There you go. That's another one.
Yeah.
Cousin.
He's actually in the PC now, right?
I think so.
Ooh, wait till that guy comes up too.
See what happens, and yeah, I'm just curious to see how everything plays out. We have a draft coming up soon, so you know Carmella Hayes, Braun Breaker, they're gonna be doing the damn thing.
Yes,
Baron Corbin, he'll probably be back on the main roster soon.
I hope they do him right, man. He deserves better treatment than he has been.
Yeah, NXT rejuvenated his career.
Yeah, it did.
The second time around with him and Braun Breaker, even though they just lost the tag titles. So, hey, it was a good weekend, or a good WrestleMania week. So, that's it. Any final thoughts on WrestleMania week or WrestleMania in general?
This is our favorite. Well, for me, definitely, this is my favorite time of the year. It was a little rough this year. I had to move and do a bunch of other stuff, but I love this year. I love this time of year. Every time from the time it hits Royal Rumble to right now, and then a little bit after Mania, it's the most exciting time in wrestling. So let's keep doing this instead of just for a little short time to have that excitement. Let's do it all year round. Even though we're excited no matter what's going on. Let's keep that fandom around the world going. John?
Yes. Keep it going, everyone. WrestleMania, there's a reason. You know, it's something I always look forward to every year. There's a reason why we go all out for it every year whenever possible. And it's a big deal. And I'm glad it's a big deal for other people as well to share in, and for people that we always have those people in our lives say, I wish I could go someday. You can. It's possible. It's not that hard, dummy. Yeah. Just because we make it look easy doesn't mean it is easy. Doesn't mean it's that difficult either. But WrestleMania unites people, and hopefully it united a lot of new fans to this podcast, this show. So, guys, we'll keep on going all the way to next year's WrestleMania, wherever it is.
Soon. We'll find out soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Yes. That'll be dope.
Where?
Or the UK. He said Puerto Rico. That'll be dope.
I might take that. I might have to go with that.
Yes. Can't go wrong, Mania. I love it. This is my 8th one. And yeah, more to come. But nice. WWE, keep up the good work. And this has been a long rundown. Almost 2 hours, but it was good. It was worthwhile.
One of our longest rundown.
Yes, it's a classic. And, no notes, all mental. It was good. But we out of time. We'll see you next time. I'm the Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with Strap Facts. I'm here with Poppy Platino, and we will see you next time. Boom.